everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie and I am the knitwear designer behind Twin Stitches Designs. I'm so excited to have you here today. We are September 25th and I am coming to you from my home in East Coast Canada. I just want to say a massive thank you for you taking the time to watch this, whether you're a new or returning viewer. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. I upload a brand new video every single Thursday here on my YouTube channel. Now, if you like knitting and sewing, yes, I did say sewing, and vlogging, you are in the right place. I am a knitwear designer, but I've also started recently sewing, which I've become absolutely obsessed with. It is something that I've been wanting to do for years and years, and I decided to take a 10-week quilting class and vlogging the entire journey with you all. So I will link those videos down below. You definitely check this out. I'm currently on that journey and may have brought a block or two to share with you all today as a fun sneak peek. Now, usually I love to share a little bit more progress, but friends, today we've got some bad news, okay? We've got a project that she ain't working. She ain't working, but we're gonna get into that. A little bit of a mess. First off, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Julianne Knitter if you would love to come and join a fun and incredible knitting community full of knitters. You get my patterns for free. We have Zooms and swaps and all sorts of things. Come and join my Patreon group. I will link it below. I am wearing today a brand new pullover that will be released next month for the month of October. This is called my What the Fluff pullover. This is a collaboration with Maggie of Yarnaceous in her Raptor Lace and her, I forget the name of the base. I know I'll remember it very, very soon. But yes, so this is in the colorway Ecological Disaster with held with a Suri in Naturite. Now you can either do this as a DK to worsted weight pullover, or you can just use a fingering held with a Suri. It has these beautiful all ribbed sleeves and is a fun pullover, which is a staple in my wardrobe at the moment. I'm obsessed with this. It just feels so comfy cozy. It's positive ease, which means that it's larger than my bust circumference, and it is just a all over around perfect sweater. I will put photos here of me wearing it, you can see, but yes, so all of my designs are size inclusive, so it means that it is graded for 30 to 60 inch bust before that positive ease. And this pattern will be live in October. I'm not sure if I released out a date exactly. If so, I will put it right here so you can see it. But I just really love this pullover, and I hope you all do too. Margaret is wearing one of my pullovers that I designed a few years ago, and this one is called I think, did I call it Autumn Tweed? Oh my goodness gracious. I think I forgot the name of it. Now please keep in mind I've designed over 140 different patterns. I think Autumn Tweed. I'm gonna put it right here. I've designed a adult as well as a children version. This one is out of the Picks City Tweed DK, but we do have some incredible Yarnaceous yarns in the shop that I think would go amazing with this. So let me grab those. I have some of these autumnal colors that would be really fun, and we also have these big cones that you could use for the main color, and then one skein each for these that would make it really fun and a fun, affordable pullover. So if you're interested, I will link those down below. But yes, so this is my pullover, and like I said, I also have a children's version of that same pullover. We also have a fun sponsor for this video, Sunny Day Fiber Company. I am so excited to feature them. They have incredible and beautiful yarns. Sunny Day Fiber was born from the love of combining bright, happy colors with soft and squishy yarn. We're happy to offer kits and patterns for knitters of all skill level so that they don't get overwhelmed with the learning curve and have supplies that they need to get right to the fun part of creating. They have in their shop some fun palette mini skein bundles, so the work is done for you. Don't stress about making some scrappy socks, just buy a kit and then you can make it. I think that these kits would go amazing with my perfect scrappy sock pattern, so grab one of these kits. So they have some fun fall and holiday, as well as some holiday palette sock sets. Now these sock sets are the ones that are really drawing my eye, which I adore the Christmas sock set as well as the rustic Christmas sock set. And a massive thank you to Teresa from Sunny Day Fiber Company for sponsoring this video. Make sure you go and check them out in the links down below, and I will link everywhere where you can find Sunny Day Fiber Company. Into the knitting. Friends, I did not succeed on my test knit. I was supposed to have a test knit due and I failed. I completely failed. Now this is for multiple reasons. My girls have been sick for the past weekend, and also I did have a death in the family, so it's not been as productive of a knitting, and I've reached out to Kika and completely you know, spoke to her and told her about this. So it's not as if I just didn't want to finish the test knit. There were some things that were a little bit out of my hands. I did still try my best, but with the circumstance of the yarn and things, I did run into a few issues. Now this is the Darling cardigan from Kika, and this test knit never started out right. I am using Sunless yarn in the Brushed Alpaca, and this is a colorway, this is a yarn that I've had in my stash. I wanted to use the same yarn that she did for her test knit. I thought that it was perfect combination, really, you know, went off on the right start. Then it started where I messed up with the front panels, had to re-knit those 3 times. From there, I noticed that the body, I think honestly it has to be an issue with the yarn, but there's just so many inconsistencies with this yarn that it's not really enjoyable to knit. I have so many drop stitches and more as I'm knitting it. I tried switching from metal to bamboo, and it didn't seem to make any type of difference. And I even spoke with my Patreon Zoom, and we were chatting, and people were saying, Julie, I think it might be the yarn, like an actual issue, maybe a defect, a manufacturer defect of this yarn, because I've been also finding tons of knots in the skeins that I received, and it's just been a really big struggle. Like, I've been receiving these massive knots in the yarn, and I've had to stop and cut. So all in all, it's just not been great. The pattern itself is amazing and wonderful. I just do not think that I will be able to finish this sweater with this yarn that it was intended with. So this is the yarn. So it's the Sunless yarn in the Brushed Alpaca or Alpaca, and I love the feel. It's not scratchy. Will I knit with this yarn again? No, because it's just, yeah, I'm just not loving it. I sadly will be putting this in timeout until I can revisit it, until I can maybe contact Sunless yarn. I'm not really sure, but sadly this project will not see the light. And I think that that's something that we need to be more open about, is that sometimes projects don't happen, and sometimes things happen out of our control, and that's okay. If ever this happens to you in a test knit, please reach out to the designer as soon as you know things, or keep that line of communication open with them. As a designer myself, if I have people that are truly coming to me with real issues or things that they're unable to finish, or all of these, those are completely understandable. But I think it's when somebody comes, you know, they don't speak to you for the entirety of the test knit, and then all of a sudden at the end is, oh, my dog ate my yarn. And then it kind of gets like, did they really? So just keep that line of communication open for those test knits. And I've test knit for Kika in the past and really enjoyed it. So it's definitely nothing against the pattern, but I just think this yarn did not mesh with it. that was the bulk of my knitting for the past week. I have not made much progress on anything else because I really did want to try and finish this cardigan for that test knit. But I wanted to share what I've been sewing. Now, more in detail on these and the fabric and the class are all in the vlogs, but I did want to share my first 9 square block. So each week I am going to a full 10-week quilt class, and we are learning 1 block. I think last week we actually did 2 different blocks, and I do need to sew those up. So that's going to be in the vlog, but I did finish my first 9 square block. Now that is not perfect. I am learning. I want to know from you, are you a sewer? Do you quilt? Do you sew? I've always wanted to learn how to quilt. I am not a very good sewer. I fully admit that, but I do want to get better, which is why I decided to take this 10-week class. And what the fun of it is, there's actually knitters in the class, which is so amazing, and it's a wonderful group of people. And we all get together every single Thursday to come and quilt and sew. I just am in awe of this. I love my colors that I chose. So this one was just a 9 block, and this one I completely messed up, and I do need to redo, so please do not judge me on this. But I started to do another block, so I'm going to cut out today and then redo this block because the areas and things are not right. But these are the color palettes for me. I am really loving it. I love how relaxing it is. I also love that I'm finally doing something for me. While the girls are starting school, this is something that I've always wanted to do. This course or this class has been going on, I think, for over 28 years, I think they were saying. And this is something that I've wanted to do for years and years. And I told myself that when the girls start school, this is going to be for me. This is the time that I get for me, for Julie, to be able to do something. And I'm beyond proud of that. And I just wanted to bring you all along the journey with me. So if you want to go and visit those fun quilting vlogs, come and see below. Now, again, you can't be harsh on these because it is my first actual full quilt. But yeah, so I'm going to redo this and then have that all to show in that vlog. What have I been reading this week? I did finish Fourth Wings. I'm not 100% sure if I'd finished the book in the last podcast, but I did finish it and immediately pre-ordered the second book. It was incredible, so good. It ended on a cliffhanger, and I need to know now. I need the second book now. It had so much going for it. Let me grab it for you all. This is the book that I'm talking about. It was incredible, insane, so amazing. I finished this in a matter of 2 days. I could not put the book down. My friend Holly just asked me, she's like, how do you read so fast? I don't understand. I'm like, I could not put it down. It was one of those books that was just amazing. And this one is part of the of our fall read along in our Patreon group. And I'm so happy I added this one there because I'm just obsessed with it. Odds are I think I'm gonna reread it before that second book comes out. I think it's like November 7th or early November, that second book is coming out. So I definitely want to reread this book before that second book comes out. I highly, highly encourage you to go and read it. If you love mystery and a little bit of spice, it is just incredible. I cannot say good enough things about this book. It has to be my favorite book of 2023, hands down, that I've read. That I would reread another, what is it, like 500 pages? I would reread it in any second. That's how incredible it was. Let me know, have you read this book? Because I do know that some of you have, and some of you have loved it. I'm curious to know what your thoughts were. Now on my to-read list, I do have quite a few books, but these two are really catching my eye. One, because this is one I found at the library this past weekend. We went with the girls. And this is the Quilting. I don't even know how to say that. My brain ain't working. By Helen Hoang. And this one is just a really fun, lighthearted romance rom-com, so I'm really excited about reading that. This one is a library rental, which means I only have 3 weeks to finish it, so I do have some of these that I do want to finish, so I'm thinking about reading this one. And then the other one that I purchased from my local bookshop was Mother Daughter, A Murder Night by Nina Simon. Now this one, I feel like this is kind of that hallmarky murder mystery. It is where a mother, daughter, and grandmother trio try to solve a murder case where the daughter or the granddaughter is being suspect, or how can I say that? Where the granddaughter is being as the prime suspect for the case. So it is just, it sounds incredible. I'm really, really excited. And I just, yeah, I think that it'll be one of those that it'll just be a cozy murder mystery. And I had not seen it, so my husband actually pointed this one out to me when we went to the local bookshop. And it's also part of Reese's book club, which I know is very, very popular. Reese Witherspoon. So I can't wait to read this one. Now, the only thing that I will mention on books that I do not like. Okay, let me know if I'm alone. I do not think I'm alone. So do you see here for the book how the pages are not even? How they've decided that to like chop them up. Okay. Do you see that? I really don't like these pages. I don't like it because it's so hard to navigate from page to page. Just cut them normally, okay? I know you're trying to go with the spooky vibe because it's a murder mystery, but just cut pages normally, please. I would really appreciate that. So, memo from Julie, please cut your pages just normal. Because when you go like this, it's just so difficult to see, like, because it's not level and it drives me bonkers. Anybody else like this for books? Anybody else? Yeah. I want to know below, what books are you reading right now, and which ones do you recommend for me to try? I am always in the hunt for a really, really good, fun book. I love cozy murder mysteries, fantasy, as well as some fun rom-coms. Those are kind of my books where I've been really loving. Thank you all so much for coming and joining this week's podcast. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any fun and new videos. I did upload earlier this week, and I will link that below, 11 fun knitting fall sweater weather patterns for you to knit this fall. Now, these are not your typical all the time, you know, these might be patterns that you haven't seen, and I wanted to highlight some smaller designers for you to be able to cast on this fall. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you ever have any suggestions or recommendations, please put them down below. As always, friends, happy knitting, sewing, and reading, and until next time, bye!